Hello friends, how are you all? Fine? Yes. Okay, so now today we will see about the representation in a data analysis, representation of the graph. That is how to represent the data in a graph. That is called the graphical representation. Up till now we have seen the different types of graph. That is here. First of all, a very popular line graph, right? Then second, bar graph, then histogram, then pie chart. These are the different types of graph. In that, one is whisker plot, which I have not known up till now. That is something different, but it is also a graphical representation. So, in a line graph, on a bar graph, it is also double bar graph is there and horizontal bar graph is there. Horizontal bar graph is there. So these are the different types of graph that we will see in this portion. Now, why graphical representation? Here, is important. Why it is important? Why this graphical representation is important? Because first, it is more clear. It gives more clear idea than tabular representation. It gives more clear idea. In graphical representation gives you the more clear idea than tabular representation. Because table you have to read while this graph is visible. And anybody can see from the graph. That is more easier. It is more interesting. Right? Then the second thing is that the graphical representation gives us more knowledge. Right? Which is not given. Graphical representation gives more knowledge which is not given in table. For example, I will give you the example for this. Here is the time and distance graph is there. Here is time 1 hour at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock. That is at 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour and 4 hour. Here distance is 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 3 or you can say 10 kilometer, 20 kilometer, 30 kilometer. Now at 1 o'clock the object is here. At 2 o'clock the object is here. That is at 1 hour, 2, 3, 4 hour. The distance traveled is 10 kilometer. Then here 12 kilometer. Then 15 kilometer. Then 30 kilometer. Like this. So here it is 1. Then 12. So 12 is somewhere here at this. Then 3 it is 15. So that below 20. Then it is 30. So here is this. Now if you join this like this, the graph is here. In a tabular representation, if I ask you that the object at 3:30, how much distance is covered at 3:30? So here 3 hour and 4 hour is given, but 3:30 is not given. So you cannot find this information from this table. But while 3:30 is here, so you can draw and find out at which distance it is. How much distance is covered at any time you can find. You can also find the average speed, right? You can also comparison of the growth, process, success, all this thing. So we can get the extra information. We can solve some problems with the graph, with not the table. So this graphical representation gives us more visualization. It is more clear idea about any observations, about any data. So that graphical representation is much more important. So today we'll see about the different types of this graph, how to draw it, and then we'll solve some problem about this. In GRE exam, they will not ask you to draw the graph, but it is a practical based questions like this. If the graph is given and they will ask to solve you some problems based on this graph. So now we'll go ahead with the first, that is whisker plot graph. Okay, so here it is. First of all, whisker plot. So how to draw this whisker plot graph? It gives you, first of all, the visual dimension of the data. Why it is? So, visual dimension of data. You can more easy way to understand it, to interpret it, right? Yes. So how to draw it? What is the structure of this graph that we will see now? So here we'll take one example to draw it. First, 24, 36, 27, 42, 39, 40, 61, 57, 19, 22, 34, 37, 38, 40, 24, 20. These are the data given. You want to represent that data in a whisker plot graph to make it more easy to understand, right? Easily readable. So we want to interpret this data in a whisker plot. So first of all, you want to know the lowest value and highest value. For that, you have to arrange the data in increasing order. You have to arrange the data in the increasing order. So now here, how to arrange this data in increasing order, that you know, right? So now first 19, 20, here we just underline the data, 19, 20, then 22, then 24, again 24, 2 times is there, so we'll write 2 times, then 27, then 34, 36, then 37, 38, 37, 38, 39, 40 again 2 times, so we'll write it 2 times, then 42, here is 57 and 61. So total number of data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16 data is there. So total number of data. Right? Okay. Then we'll decide the lowest value and highest value. So now find lowest value and highest value. Then we'll find the lowest value and highest value. Here 19 is lowest and 61 is highest value. That is the data, right? We know that, right? Okay. Now, to construct the whisker plot graph, we have to calculate the mean and median of the data, because this is again the data analysis only. So, first of all, we'll find the mean of this data. So, how to find this mean? That is summation of all this. So, we'll write here like this: 19, 20, 22 and so on to 61. We'll not write all the data. You just use the calculator and add it. And the total number of data, that is 16, is here. So, 16. If you add using calculator, it gives you 560 divided by 16. So, the mean x bar, mean is you will give, it is 35. So, when you find the lowest and highest value, you will find mean of the data. Right? The third step is to find the mean of the data. Now again we go ahead, that is, we want to find the median of the data. So here I have to arrange the data in a increasing order: 19, 20, 22, 24, 24, 27, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 40, 42, 57 and 61. These are the data in ascending order. Now you want to find the median. The next step to find median of the data. The fourth step is to find the median of the data. So, how to find? We know that here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 here, 2 here. So, these are the two which is middle terms, right? So, we want to find the median. Here 2 middle term is there. So, how to find that median is 36 plus 37 divided by 2. So, we get here 36.5. That is 36.5 is our median, right? And mean I have written here, that is 35. So we get the mean and median. The next step will go ahead. We want to divide this data into quartiles, right? So we have already discussed about the quartiles. Okay? Yes? Right. So that here I just write in short, find quartiles Q1, Q2 and Q3. Now you know that. What is Q1? It is the median of whole data. So that we have found. Then what is Q2? Sorry. What is Q2? Q2 is the median of whole data. Then what is Q1? It is the median of lower part. And what is Q3? It is the median of higher part. Right? That we have divided the data quartile, that is 25% of the data. If you want to divide this data into 4 equal parts, then you will find this quartile. Right? So now we'll find the quartile Q1, Q2, Q3 when the data is given here. So how to find it? Okay. Now we plot the whisker plot graph. So here, first of all, what I will write is, first you arrange the data in increasing order in one line I will write. Okay. So 19, 20, 22, 24, 24, 27, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39. I have to write in a proper way to plot the graph. 40, 42, 57 and 61. This is the data set in increasing order, right? Yes. Now this is minimum value and here 61 is maximum value. You just join with a line. You just join with a line, that is minimum value and maximum value. So minimum value and maximum value join key. Now we will find this median. So here is the median. This is our median, that is 36.5, which is the median of whole data. So we can say that this is Q2. We know that how to find this Q2, right? Yes. So this is Q2, that is what? Median of data set, right? That is the median of the data set. Now we'll find the median of, this is lower part and this is higher part. From lower and higher we will find the median of this, right? Yes. Okay. So here is the, from this 36 you will count. So what is the median? Here it is Q2. What is the median? So you can say median is 24 plus 24 divided by 2, right? So this is the Q1, right? Yes, that is median of lower half data, right? Yes, okay. Then from here we'll count middle. Again 40 and 40, that you will find 40 plus 40 divided by 2, that is the median of this upper half, and therefore this is Q3, median of upper half data. Median of lower half data, median of upper half data is called Q1, Q2 and Q3. If you join this and make a box, this is our whisker plot box. This is the box we contain, which is whisker plot box. Whisker denotes the smaller here. The smaller whisker and the larger whisker, right? So here left whisker, this is 19 is the smallest value, which is called left whisker, which is smallest value. And here highest value is called right? The largest value or highest value is called the right whisker, while the smallest value is called the left whisker. So here in a whisker plot graph, two highest and lowest, that is left and right, that is whisker is called. Here Q1, Q2 and Q3, if you join together, will make a box which is called a plot. So this is called whisker plot graph. This is called the whisker plot graph, right? This is enough information to draw the box and whisker. You want the median and mean to draw the whisker and plot. Whisker is the smallest and lowest, and here it is, right? Okay. Okay, so this all is called the whisker plot graph. From this graph, if the data is not given and just this graph is given, we can know that this value is the median, this is the median of the data set. Here from that you can find everything, you can compare the data. So here how to compare the data? When this plot, whisker plot graph in a single graph paper, this is given two plots in a single paper. Then we can compare the mean, we can compare the median, and we can compare the data, all the things, lowest and highest value and all. So whisker plot is always used to compare the different types of data. We will plot this box of different data, that is 2 or 3 data set. We plot the 2 or 3 data set in a single graph paper and then we can compare it. So mostly for comparison, this whisker plot is used. How to use that? That we will see when we draw a 2 plot in a single paper. So here is, that is given on the page number through 349, the question number 1, page number 349 here. Data set A, here it is, one data is given. First of all, we'll draw this data line. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 45, 50, 55 and 60, it goes to 65. This is our data set is given. Now for data set A, the graph is given here, that is the 2 whisker is drawn between, okay. Here, 2 whisker, left whisker is between 5 to 10 and the larger whisker is at 55. Larger whisker is at 55. It is not with the exact dimension. This is first whisker plot graph. Now here between 25 to 30, the box is given here. 25 to 30. Then 25 to 30. Then this Q2 is given 30 to 35. 30 to 35. Here is given box. And the next is 50. Here it is 50. This is the box is given. This is our first whisker plot graph for set A. Now we'll draw with the set B, that here is the 20, the left whisker is at 20, the right whisker at 60. This is the data set line. In box we'll just remove this. Then 25, here 35 and 40, and draw this box. This is for data set 2. So 2 plots are given, that is whisker plots are given in a same graph paper. Now we want to compare the quantity A and quantity B. So, here is the interquartile. Here is interquartile range of data set A. And this is the median of data set B. Here is the given interquartile range of the data set and this is median of the data set. First we'll write all the values, right? Okay, for data set A, हम पहले बात करते हैं A की. For the data set A, okay, what is Q1, Q2, Q3 and all? So here is the, we can say this is 25 and 23 के बीच में, that is 27.5. You can take 27 because this is in the graph. whenever it is given in the graph paper, you can find the exact value on the x-axis or whatever exact measurement is given. Here is we can take approximate. Now this is 50. So what is it? Q2, Q1 and Q3. Right? Yes. Then we want to find the interquartile range of the data set. This is, you know how to find this interquartile range? When we have discussed that quartile, we have discussed it, that is interquartile range is equal to Q3 minus Q1. When we find interquartile range, you just subtraction of Q3 and Q1. So 50 minus 27.5. So it is 22.5. So this data we will get 22.5. Now here, median of the data set. Now you know that median of the data set is Q2. Because this is Q2 is the median of data set. Q1 is the median of left and Q3 is the median of this higher data set. So here Q2 is the median of the data set. And what is this here? It is 35. So this quantity, median of data set B is 35. We got it. Whatever is the value we want here, that only we write. Don't find all the values, that is lower whisker, upper whisker, left whisker, right whisker. Right? If you want to find here, it is between 5 and 10, we may take it as 6. This is 55. Right? Yes. Here, this highest, that is right whisker, 60. This is left whisker, 20. Then Q1, Q2. What is this median? It is between. It is given something. Yes, Q2 is between. So can I take that is 32.5 or else? Right? Here is 25. This is 35. This is 40. So we can find like this, which is given data is. Right? Okay. And then that is interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1 for the quantity A. That is data set A. Quantity B has given the median of data set B. So median of data set, that is Q2. So now you have to compare this Q1 and Q2. So what is it? That is quantity B is greater. Yes or no? Yes. So which option is true? Yes, the B option is true in this question. That is quantity B is greater than quantity A. Right? So we can compare the data whenever it is given in a single graph paper, more than 2 whisker plot graph is there. So now you know how to draw the whisker plot graph. Right? So what is the points to remember to draw this graph? You should know all the things that we write point wise so you can remember it easily. So the first is arrange the data in increasing order. Then second, smallest value is left whisker and largest value is right whisker. Right? Then third, find mean and median. A mean is not used in whisker plot graph, but then also it is a process to find the mean and median. When we compare the data, sometimes we need mean, and therefore we'll find the mean at all. So mean and median, then fourth here of data set. Here Q2, that is find the quartile. So Q2 is a quartile, that is what? Median of whole data set. Whole data set. The median of whole data set is Q2. Then Q1 is the median of lower half data set. And Q3 the median of upper half data set. Right? Maps box. That is called plot. So here first you arrange the data, then lowest and highest value will give you the whisker. Q1, Q2, Q3, if you join in a box, it will call the plot. Ultimately it is called whisker plot graph. Understand? Yes. It is very easy, and mainly whisker plot graph is used to compare the median of the data. For the comparison purpose, this graph is used. So whenever two or more plots in a single graph paper, we can compare the median of the data, which data is greatest value and which data gets the highest value or lowest value, that we can find from the whisker plot graph. Now we'll go ahead. After this whisker plot graph, we have the next, that is the line graph. Yes. So now we will go ahead with the line graph in the next video. So continue watching. Bye.